Hello, today we'll be solving some simultaneous equations. You may also know about them as systems of equations. It's the same thing. Now, the method that we'll be using is the elimination method. And as the name suggests, we are going to be eliminating some terms. Now, how do we do this? Now, the rule that I want you to keep in mind is S, S, S. And what this means is same sign, subtract. And of course, if for the same sign, we're going to subtract. If the signs are different, we are going to do addition. Now, how do we use this? Looking at the problem that I have right here, I have 5x plus y is equal to 11. And I also have 3x minus y equals 5. Now, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and look to see if you have any terms that are the same. So we're not focusing on the signs as yet. So we have a y at the top and we also have a y at the bottom. One is a positive y and one is a negative y, but that's okay. As long as they are the same, otherwise, that's perfectly fine. Now, do they have the same sign? No. That means we are going to do addition. So when the signs are different, we do addition. When they have the same sign, we subtract. So same sign, we do subtraction. Different signs, we add. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add the two equations to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and put my plus sign, and I'm adding the entire thing. So 5x plus 3x gives me 8x. A positive y plus a negative y, and I'm actually going to write it over here for clarity. A positive y plus a negative y, we know that this is just y minus y. This term zeroes out. So I'm just going to ignore this portion right here. Nothing will come here because that would have been 0. All right. Some teachers might go ahead and put a plus 0. That's okay, but it's just redundant. 11 plus 5 is equal to 16. Now, if 8x is equal to 16, we know that x would have been equal to 16 divided by 8, and thus x is equal to 2. Now, if you're not too sure how to solve your single step problems, I do have a video uploaded on this channel that you can go ahead and check out that will help you with that issue. Now, we know what x is. We also need to know what y is because we are trying to find x and y. Those are our two missing variables. We want our x and we also want our y. Now that I have x, I can easily find y by means of substitution. I can take any one of the equations that I have. I can take the 5x plus y equals 11, or I could take the 3x minus y equals 5. I will choose the top one. So 5x plus y gives me 11. Now, what is x again? X is 2. So 5 times 2 plus y gives me 11. 10 plus y is equal to 11. And here we have another linear equation. If you're not too sure how to solve them, please check the video out. So y would be equal to 11 minus 10, and thus y is 1. So for this problem, x is 2 and y is 1. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at another problem. What if I gave you this problem? Do we have any terms that are the same? Yes, we do. Notice that I have two x's right here. Now, do they have the same sign? Notice that this is a positive x and this is also a positive x. So they do have the same sign. And we know when they have the same sign, we subtract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and subtract the equations. And I'm subtracting the entire thing. X minus x zeroes out. So I have no need to write it there. 7y minus 3y gives me a 4y. 64 minus 28 gives me 36. Now, if 4 times y gives me 36, y is equal to 36 divided by 4, y is equal to 9. Now we have y. We now need to find out what x is. I can choose any one of the equations that I have right here. I will choose the second one just because I chose the top one last time. I want to show you that you can choose any one of them. So I'm going to choose the second one. So x plus 3y is equal to 28. I know that y is 9. So x plus 3 times 9 is equal to 28. X plus 27 is equal to 28. And then x is equal to 1. So y is 9, x is 1. Take a look at this problem that I have here. None of the terms are the same because I have a 2x, then I have a 4x, then I have a 5y and a 3y. So can it be solved? Yes, it can. Now, how do I solve a problem like this? If you just go ahead and add the equations together or subtract the equations from each other, then you will not get what you want because the elimination method really eliminates one of the terms. Now, what I have to do is I have to go ahead and check to see what the lowest common multiple of the coefficients are. Now, remember that your coefficients are the numbers directly in front of the variables. So let's try x. I have a 2 and I have a 4. Now, the LCM of 2 and 4 is 4, LCM being the lowest common multiple. The LCM of 2 and 4 is 4, so I can make both of them be a 4. Now, the bottom one is already a 4, so I don't need to touch the bottom equation at all. What I need to do is I need to go ahead and multiply the entire top equation by 2. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I multiplying the entire top equation by 2? Because if I multiply the entire top equation by 2, I will have 4x plus 10y equals 30 because everything here would be multiplied by 2. And of course, nothing is happening to this one because it already had the 4x. So 4x minus 3y is equal to 4. Notice that I have some terms that are the same. We can go ahead and solve it the regular way. But before I solve it the regular way, I just want to make sure that you understand. We cannot just go ahead and subtract the equations from each other or add them together because I am not seeing terms that are the same. I went ahead and I recognized that I have a 2 and I have a 4. Now I know that 4 is a multiple of both of those numbers. So my intention is to make both of them a 4 by multiplying the entire equation by 2. So I could not just multiply the 2x by 2 alone. The entire equation has to be multiplied. No, this is not the only way that I could have solved this problem. I could have come over here and recognized that I have a 5 and a 3. Now the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3 is 15. So I would have gone ahead and times this one by 3 just because I would have had to times 5 by 3 to get it to be 15. The entire thing would have to be multiplied by 3. Then the entire thing would have to be multiplied by 5. Now, even though this is not incorrect, it's tedious. So it's not an approach that I would go ahead and use. I'm choosing the one that requires less work. So we're going to go ahead and try to work this one out. So I have a 4x and a 4x. They are the same and they also have the same signs. Same signs means that we subtract. So I'm just going to go ahead, put my parentheses, my minus sign. 4x minus 4x, that zeroes out. 10y minus negative 3. So look, 10 minus negative 3, that is 10 plus 3, which is 13. So don't get confused when you see me put the 13y because you're seeing the 10 and the negative 3. No, it's not a 7. Because you have that minus on the outside, that affects the sign on the inside, all right? So it's a 13. So 30 minus 4 is equal to 26. Now, if I have 13y is equal to 26, then I have y is equal to 26 divided by 13. Y is now equal to 2. Now I know that y is 2, but what is x? Let's figure it out. I can choose any one of the equations that I have. I could choose this one, or even this new one that I have, because it's just a multiple of the previous one. I would suggest that you choose the ones with the smaller number, just because even if you choose to use the more complicated solution, you're still going to end up with the same answer. So my advice is just to choose the one that you're less likely to make a mistake with. In my estimation, that would be the one without the minus sign. I know some persons struggle when it comes on to the negative, so I would probably choose the top one. The bottom one could work, but we can only use one. So y is 2, so I will replace the y with a 2. So 2x plus 5 times 2 is equal to 15. 2x plus 10 equals 15. 2x is equal to 10 minus 15. So that is 5. So 2x is 5. And then x would just be 5 over 2. Now the last one that we're going to do is this question. It says 3x minus y equals 24 and x minus 2y equals 3. So there are several ways that I could solve this. Let's first look to see if we're seeing any terms that are the same. So I have 3x and x. No, that's not the same. Y and 2y, not the same. But I know that a 1 is here and a 1 is here. So I could go ahead and say, I have a 1y and I have a 2y. If I multiply the top by 2, then look what I will have. 3x, 6x, because I'm multiplying by 2, minus 2y equals 48. And of course, at the bottom, nothing will change. Why is nothing changing? Because if I multiply this by 2 and I get what I have here, notice that I now have a 2y in both terms, which is what I want. So there's no need for me to go ahead and multiply the bottom by anything. No, these have the same sign, so we're going to go ahead and do some subtraction. So same sign, we subtract. Now if I have negative 2 minus negative 2, that becomes negative 2 plus 2, which zeroes out. So 6 minus 1, that becomes 5x. This zeroes out, is equal to 48 minus 3, which is 45. So 5 times x gives me 45. X is equal to 45 divided by 5. X is equal to 9. Now I know what x is. Let's find what y is. Now remember, x is 9. So I'm going to choose to use one of these equations that I have here. Let me just use that one at the bottom because the numbers are smaller. So I am told that x, or 1x, minus 2y equals 3. Minus 2y equals 3. So x is 9. So 9 minus 2y gives me a 3. I can go ahead and subtract a 9 from both sides. So that will give me 2y is equal to 3 minus 9. Negative 2y is equal to negative 6. Now, if I have negative 2 times y gives me negative 6, in order to find what y is, I have to divide both sides by a negative 2. So y is equal to negative 6 divided by negative 2. Y equals 3. Now, you may be wondering, how can I check my solutions? How can I know if I'm correct? No, if x is 9 and y is 3, that means when I substitute x is 9, let me write it up here. When I substitute x is 9 and y is 3 into my problems, they should work. And always check both of your equations because sometimes it works for one and not the other. And if it doesn't work for both of them, then you have some more work to be done. You have to double check that answer. So 3x minus y is 24. So I'm just showing you how to quickly check your solution. So 3x, that's 3 times x. So 3 times 9 minus y, which is 3. So 3 times 9 minus 3, that is 27 minus 3, which gives you back your 24. So I'm sure that that is correct because it works for the first one, but let me double check by working for the second one. So x minus 2y is equal to 3. 9 minus 2 times 3, that is 9 minus 6, indeed gives us back 3. So you always want to go ahead, double check your answers, make sure that you are fine. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you are interested in one-on-one tutoring, feel free to click the link in the description box below.